All right. So if you got the question open there, in a set, once my no, you can read it to me. Once my notepad opens there, we'll start it. Describe it to me. Use your best English.
Go. There's a graph that goes from the negative side of this quadrant.
Oh, I need to go on the left?
Yeah.
Okay, where should I start?
There's no numbers.
Oh, just show me. Show me.
Which paper is this?
This is 18.
1718, version 1, B6.
Hang on, my pen's not working. So you've got, oh, interesting. You've got like 3 things going on there.
Yeah.
All right, let me just write the number down. This is 1718 version 1. Okay, so let me draw this. Right, so you've got kind of a quadratic shape here. You've got like another kind of quadratic shape here. And then what looks like maybe is a tangent or normal or something, like here. And this continues to some dotted line here. And this point here is 6. Oh, and this line is y, this curve is y equals 1 over x. And then the quadratic is y equals, the heck is that? 1 over 8 x squared. And later we'll be looking for this area. Yeah, that's a bit tricky, all right. Okay, thank you.
So we just can't find it for second. You have your
Oh, and what did they say this line was? A tangent or a normal?
Tangent.
It's a tangent. Excuse me, we're trying to do some maths here. Thank you. Right, so what's part 1 there, Angela?
Yeah, find the coordinates of 1D.
That's this. Yeah, so that means you need to solve this equation and this one. Well, that's easy. They're both equal to y. So you can say 1 over 8x squared equals 1 over x.
Yes.
A bit of cross multiplying here.
Yes.
And you get x cubed equals 8. So x equals 2 and y equals 1 over 2. Right, so that's part A done. Part B.
Find the equation of line L.
And L is exactly what, did they say? A tangent to 1 over x.
So yeah.
It's the normal line.
Wait, no, it can't be. Which is normal tangent?
It's a tangent.
It's a tangent to 1 over x.
It's a tangent to 1 over x.
And the line L, which is a tangent to the curve y equals 1 over 6.
It's the straight one. The one you drew. It's not the curved one. The straight one.
Yeah, I know what a line is, and I only drew one line. So,
Yeah, that's it.
this one here,
Yeah.
now my question is, now listen carefully, is it a tangent to this one, the 1 over 8x squared? No, it couldn't be. Is it a tangent to 1 over x?
Yes.
Yeah, and it's not a normal.
It's just a linear.
Okay, right, so I have to get the dy dx first.
Yes.
So dy dx would be minus 1 over x squared. And we know that x is 2, so this is minus 1 over 4. So y equals mx plus c. And this point here I can use to get the c. So I get a half equals minus a half plus c, so c equals 1. So I have y equals minus a quarter x plus 1. That's the tangent line.
Yeah.
Ah, what's all the chit chat? Oh, you're talking about what present you're bringing me today.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm expecting something now. Okay, what's the next part?
Find where line L meets the x-axis. Oh, sorry, confirm that the line L meets the x-axis at 4.
Okay, so we want to solve where this one meets the x-axis, so that means we make y equal to 0. Ah, well, this is all okay, isn't it? Because then you get a quarter x equals 1, so x equals 4, as they said it should. Okay, so what's part D now, Angela?
Find the area which is shaded on the diagram.
Now, out of curiosity, what were the marks going for each part?
2, 3,
2,
1.
3, 1,
2,
6.
3,
1.
1, and so this last part's a 6.
6, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, we have to be careful here because you have to be really focused on what's happening. There's actually two situations here. If I draw a vertical line, now, there's a reason they ask you to find the 4, which is this point here. Because what you have to do is actually break this up into 2 shapes. because this first one is the area between two curves, whereas the second one here is the area under a curve. That's actually why they wanted you to find the 4, to make the next part easier. So the next part is an integration, but what precisely are we integrating? So we're going from,
4 to 6.
now actually we also need to know this point.
We did find it.
Yeah, it's 2.
Yeah.
So you're going from 2 to 4, and it's between. So that's 1 over 8x squared minus the line, which is,
Minus 1 over 4.
so it'll be plus 1 over 4x minus 1 dx, and then plus 4 to 6, 1 over x dx. Yeah.
How come it's plus
Plus here is, oh, plus here, it's the top minus the bottom, so I flip the signs around. The upper curve minus the lower curve. So you realise, oh, okay, well now it's just, I just have to calculate these two things. In fact, this one is easy enough. This is just, what's this one? No, but I mean, what does 1 over x integrate to? Log. So this becomes, increase the power by 1, divide by the new power, so that's 1 over 24. Increase the power, so that's a square, divide by the new power, so that's an 8, minus x, the limits of 2 and 4. This is just log x, 6 and 4. So if I put in the 4 cubed, 4 by 4, 16, 64 over 24, whatever that is. 16 over 8, minus 4, minus 8 over 24, plus 4 over 8, minus 2, plus log 6 minus log 4. So what's that going to be? 60, now don't tell me, I can do this. You just tell me if I get it right, which I will. 68 minus 8, so what's that, 56? Over 24. 16 over 8 minus 4 over 8 is 12 over 8. Minus 4 minus minus 2 is minus 2, plus log 6 over 4, which is 3 over 2. Does this simplify? This becomes 28, and this becomes 12, and then this becomes 14, and this becomes 6, and this becomes 7, and this becomes 3. So it's 7 over 3 plus 6 over 4, 3 over 2, minus 2. Why am I doing this? 6, 14 plus 9 is 23, minus 2, which is minus, minus 12 over 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11 over 6
Yes.
plus log 3 over 2.
Yes.
Correct? Wonderful. Who needs calculators? Right. There you go. Of course, in the exam, you wouldn't be messing about like this. You would just get your calculator to do all this work. But, 6 marks. So I kind of felt like I was cheating by just doing 1, 2, 3 for 6 marks. That's all it was. It was three lines. Oh, there's one more. It's, what is it, like 1 mark or something? Or?
No, 3 months.
Oh, okay, that's actually
The
big enough.
non-zero value of x1, the gradients of the curve is y equals 1 over x squared, 1 over 8x squared, and y equals 1 over x are perpendicular to each other.
Very interesting, very interesting. That's a little bit different now. They want you to find the x where
On
these
the-
two will be perpendicular. They're tangent slopes. Okay.
Those it's not
I don't get
And yeah. So what's happening here is you have a slope here at different points. Like we could roughly estimate it in the picture before we continue. You want to find a point. There's your quadratic, and there's your 1 over x. So there's some point where, if you look at x, so let's say x is here, that's a tangent there, and then if I go up here, that's a tangent. They're not quite perpendicular, but they look nearly perpendicular. So I'm kind of guessing that somewhere between 2 and 6, there's some point where the slope on one is perpendicular to the slope of the other. And we are asked to find this point here. So what we need to do now is figure out what the formula is for the slope for each. Well, that's just the derivative for each. So the slope for the first one will be bring down the power, reduce the power by 1. And the slope for the second line will be minus 1 over x squared. Now, of course, it's different slopes for different...
Isn't it log? Log?
Bring that? No, derivative.
Derivative.
Yeah. Bring down the power, reduce the power by 1. Yeah. So obviously the slopes will be different at different places. And the reason they said non-zero is because you can't actually get a slope at 0 for this one here. So what must be the relationship between m1 and m2 if they're perpendicular? Well, if they're perpendicular, yeah, so how can we write this as an equation though? You're correct, but as an equation, how does that represent itself?
M1, M2 equals
One.
-1.
Yeah, m1, m2 equals minus 1. So our job is to solve this. 1 over 4x times 1 over x squared should equal minus 1.
Can we
So-
write that minus 4x equals minus 1 over x squared?
Minus 4. Oh, I see. Yeah, actually, that's another way to think about it. So, like, if you change this m1 into x over 4, and this m2 into minus 1, m2 into minus 1 over x squared, then we know if they're perpendicular, one has to be equal to the other upside down with the sign change. So another way of saying this is x over 4 should equal x squared over 1
Yeah.
by flipping and changing the sign. And we know x can't be 0 because they tell us, and we can see it can't be 0 here. So I'll divide both sides by x, and I have my answer. X is 1 over 4. So I was way off with my estimate. It was nearer to 0, where the place where the two tangent lines will be perpendicular to each other.
Oh, is it a negative 4?
I had to get rid of the minus, because it's flipped and changed the sign. Yeah, that was actually a more difficult than normal one, wasn't it? Yeah.
It would have been the same if we changed that.
Oh yeah.
like,
Yeah,
kept
yeah,
it
yeah,
the same.
yeah.
So we just have to find the gradient in the slope, nothing else.
Did they ask you to find the gradient or the x?
Find the non-zero value of x.
The non-zero value of x, not the non-zero value of the gradient.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm finished now, actually. Come on.
Somewhere else.
For version 2, I just wanted to ask you if I just find the question.
Yeah, show me. You have a question too? Great.
The area under the triangle plus the area under the
Yeah, that's it. So again, like with this one, so this is whatever that point is, integrated up to this point under the curve, plus the triangle, so under the line.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's it.
That one's a little bit clearer because it's a bigger shape. This one was a little trickier because it's kind of a small shape. Yeah. Okay, what's your question?
16, 17,
Okay, let me scroll down. 16, 17 version.
1.
Yeah,
Question, section B4.
yeah. The whole thing or a part?
A.
Only A. Okay, read it to me, please. Cappuccinos, lattes, what have you got there? Cappuccinos. I discovered where the most delicious hot chocolate is. It's Butler's. I think there's a Butler's on Grafton Street.
Hasn't it always been?
Yeah, but I've never tried hot chocolate from Butler's. It's delicious.
It's too thick.
Yes, that's why it's delicious. Because they said we can make it with low fat milk, full fat milk, water, and I said full fat milk. Full fat milk hot chocolate. It was thick, creamy, delicious. But you don't like this.
No, I feel like I'm gonna have a sulfur right after.
Yep, well that's where I'm going now.
Yes, do. Okay. Have you got the question now? Go for it.
A large block of ice is melting at its mass mkg after T hours from when the ice started to melt is given by the formula m equals to 540 exponential kg.
Like this?
No,
kg.
K2.
Your key is close.
And K is a constant, yeah.
Um, state the mass of the ice when melting started.
Okay, so is this the first part? Find m when t is 0. So that's fine, that's just 540, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, what's the next part?
After 2 hours, the mass is 375 kg.
Find k?
No,
Fine, find k. So you have 375.
You need to answer log m over
give
n.
your answer in the form of log and
Log a fraction.
yes.
Yeah, okay. 375 equals 540 e2k. Okay, I'm going to divide by 540. Now, let me think about this. 5 goes into both of these, doesn't it? So that's 54. That's 108 times. 75 times. I can divide both of these by 3. So 3 goes into that 25 times, and then into this 36 times. 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
Is that it? Okay. So 25 over 36 equals e2k. Log the left and log the right, cancelling the e. So now I just divide by 2. So now I get 1 over 2 log 25 over 36. But that's not quite right, because they said the answer should be log a fraction, not a number times log a fraction. So what I need to do is bring that half in as a power. And power half is square root. So the answer is log 5 over 6.
I don't know how to make the
Yeah, I had a feeling this was the problem. It was this step here, yeah? Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, you're getting low priority because you give me a lot of questions. So poor Angela had to wait until today to get her question, and you probably had to wait too. So once nobody else has a question, you're always asking me questions too. Give the others a chance. You're okay, you can ask me a question, and then we can go to those two. Yes.
Version 4, 17, 18, P6.
17, 18, version,
4.
yeah. Which one? A6?
B6. It's just one question, so
Mhm.
do we have to do
Well, what's the question asking you?
it says it's a curve question, but the question specifically is there are 2 points.
Do you have it printed?
Yeah.
Oh, great. So if you can pass it up, we'll have a look. So which particular part is it that's having trouble with?
This one. I don't know how.
Find the coordinates of each point. Oh, there are 2 points on the curve where the gradient is 12. Yeah, we don't need to do the rest of it. So let me just write this down. So y equals 1 over, you can take this back, 1 over 4x cubed plus 1, and you want to know where the slope is 12. Yeah, okay. Right, so for this one here, they want to know where the slope is 12. How do you find the slope? Derivative, yeah. Yeah. So what's the derivative here? It's 3/4 x squared. That should equal 12, they say. So if I divide both sides by 3, this becomes 4. And then I multiply both sides by 4, I get 16. So in other words, I bring the 4 up and the 3 down. So there's my answers, x plus or minus 4 are the 2 answers. Oh, is it wrong?
It's 4 in 3 different numbers.
The-
It's 2 different sets.
In the marking scheme? 2 different, what do you mean 2 different sets?
So xy and another xy.
Oh, I know, I needed to find the y, but you're saying it's not plus or minus 4.
2 different sets are plus and minus when you substitute.
It's not plus and minus. Yeah, it's plus and minus for 2.
Awkward.
4, 7, minus 4.
It's could be when you substitute plus 4 and when you substitute minus 4.
Say again?
You just positive 4 and negative 4 to find the different y.
Yeah, yeah, so the first one is 4, and the second one is minus 4. If I put 4 in, 4 cubed is 64, that's 16, 17. And minus 4, this is minus 15? Are the 2 answers. We cool? Are we? Silence means yes, okay. Now, Who will have the better question? Let me see. What's your topic?
It's a solved question. Like,
Oh, it's a maths problem where you have to solve something. I don't think we've done any of those.
It's not a practical problem. It's just an equation that you have to solve.
An equation? Ah, no, we haven't solved any equations this semester. What chapter?
It's I guess power rule. I don't know.
Okay, rule indices and powers,
Yeah.
maybe logs even. Yeah, okay. And what's your one?
Probability.
Your one is a short probability, or is it a or a B?
It's an A.
Okay, I'll do his section
No,
next.
It's a B question, but it's only one part.
There's only one part of a B question. Okay, I'll do that first, and then we'll do your power one. You have a question, Amjad? Is it good? Right, read the info. What have we got here?
So the probability that it rains on a given day is 3c minus 2. The probability that it doesn't is 2c minus 1. They say find the value of c, and the second question.
Okay, well first let me get the value of C. So if it rains on one day and the probability is 3c minus 2 and it doesn't rain on the other day, not rain, that's 2c minus 1. One thing we know is that the total probability has to add up to 1. So we get 5c minus 3 equals 1. So 5c equals 4. So c is 4 over 5. Okay, what's the next part there?
Now here is
The trickier part, is it?
find the probability that it rains on 2 consecutive days.
Yeah, so that's a probability tree. So that's rain, not rain, rain, not rain, rain, not rain. Now what they were bad with in this question is they didn't actually stress the point that the events are independent. Because you might be thinking, well, okay, I know that this one here, let me see, what is it? 3 times 4 fifths. So what's 12 fifths minus 2, which is 2 fifths, is it? 2 fifths and 3 fifths. Now, in fairness, what they didn't say in the question was that these probabilities here and here are the same as these.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have to be, otherwise you can't do the question. But they shouldn't. They don't need to be, because you might be thinking, well, perhaps this number is different following a day where it has rained. You know. So this, what year was this? What year was this?
This was the
Last year's?
yes, no, 1780.
Yeah, last year's. Yeah. Okay, so rain on 2 consecutive days is 2 fifths, 2 fifths, which is 4/25.
I just took it as the same thing because they didn't give any other values.
Yeah, but strictly speaking, there's no, unless they said it was independent, there's no reason to assume it. In fact, you should almost assume the opposite. Like, if it rains on Monday, that you feel has an effect on the probability of whether it will rain on Tuesday.
Yeah.
It's not quite flipping a coin. They're not independent in this sense.
It's not realistic.
It's not realistic at all, no. Okay, was that the end of the probability question?
Yeah.
So now,
That's the reason I asked.
that's fine, yeah, that's a fair enough point. You sure they didn't mention anywhere in the question about being independent?
No.
No, fair enough, fair enough. Okay,
But they said the probability that it rains on a given day. So, not sure if
that would just about count, but it's very informal English. It would be better if they said independent. Did they say on a given day or any given day?
on a given
You
day.
see, it would have even been better if they said on any given day. That kind of implies independence. So the English is quite poorly constructed. Mo is next, and then you can be next, and then Amjad. Then okay, so go ahead, Mo.
3x squared
Yeah,
multiplied by 2x cubed
yeah,
all to the power of 2.
yeah.
No, not without 3x squared. Only
Just the second one.
Yeah, just the second one to the power of 2.
Yeah.
Divided by cube root of 8x to the power of 12.
Like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Simplify.
And equals 32 over 27.
Find x.
Find x.
Right. So on the top we'll have 3x squared by 4x6 over cube root of 8 is 2. Cube root of x12 is x4, because you divide the powers by 3 here. Multiplying the powers, sorry, multiplying means you add the powers, so that's x.
12x8.
Yeah, well, it'll be 12 over 2, x, 6 plus 2 is 8, over 4, 4, equals 32 over 27. Well, that's a 6. So I should bring the 6 down to here. Let's see, can I simplify this? 6, does 6 go into 32? No, it doesn't, but 3. Is this simplifying, Mo?
16 over 81.
16 over 81. Good. Okay. So, the finish, x will be 16 over 81 power a quarter, which is plus or minus 2 over 3. Because power a quarter is like double square root.
Yeah, but they said x cannot be equal to less than 0. So,
So it's just plus 2
so
over
it's just
2.
you remove the minus.
Now, I wonder why they said x can't be less than 0, because it can. But I think the reason for saying that is not because it can't, but because they're making it a little easier for students, because a lot of students might forget the plus minus here. Yeah, but certainly x can be less than 0, because this is an even power, which makes it positive. But even that doesn't matter, because you can actually take the cube root of a negative. So there's no problem here with a negative x. You just can't have x equal to 0. Right, go ahead.
Just wanted to ask, did you cover section A of the mock
Yes, I
You
did.
So it's on
It's
part 1.
part 1 video. Yeah. The only thing I did again in your group, if you were in the next class, is I redid question A10. So A10 is
Oh yeah.
twice. It's at the end of part 1 and at the beginning of part 2.
Subscribe.
Yeah. Like and subscribe. Okay. Amjad, what's your question?
B6.
Say again?
B6.
Um,
14, 15.
Okay. What year?
14, 15.
Version 5?
5.
B6. The whole thing?
Yes.
Ah, no, not the whole thing. Well, let's see. Does everybody want to see a full B6 again?
It's area terrible.
Which one?
What type of question is it?
Yeah, how hard is it?
Which one find ML?
You have to show him the question. Show him the question.
Do you have to find X in it as well? Come show me the question. I'll see how hard it is.
No, a lot of questions from this version.
Okay, let's have a look. Show me how hard it is. Right, so let me draw this. You've got this, you've got this. You've got a line here and a curve here. And they meet here, which is M, 0, 1. And you have this point here, which is N. And this is Y equals EX. And this is N is 2 here. You don't know the Y. Well, no, you do actually. Oh, yeah, oh, no, you could work it out. If you put 2 into this, you get E squared. Okay. Find the equation of Mn. Find the area. The P such that the tangent of the curve's gradient tree. Okay, you can sit down and read it out to me. So I have all the info here. So the first thing you want to do is find the line Mn.
So the equations for what? Which line?
The equation is
Y equals EX is for the curve.
and how did you get n's y coordinate is equal?
Oh, because they tell us that the x is 2. Oh, you're right. Apologies. Oh, is Mn a tangent?
Yeah.
It's a tangent. We don't actually know the y here. Okay, so if it's a tangent, what do I need to do first? Derivative of EX is EX, and you put x as 0, so it's 1. What? What's the Arabic dagiga? Yeah, slow down, teacher. Is that okay, Amjad? Do you need me to continue the question?
On the tangent.
Well, nearly. So I have y equals x plus c, and 0, 1 is on the curve, so y equals x plus 1.
Why did you choose the first?
Oh, because, Well, they tell you mm is a tangent, and it's a tangent at this point.
Yeah. So why don't you work on MM?
But I don't have the y value.
Work on.
But how can I work it out? I am working it. I'm getting the tangent line. Now I could get this value if I wanted. I would just put x is 2.
Yeah.
And what's the value of y?
3.
So this is actually 3. Okay. The next thing is they want this area, I think, yeah? So that's fine. That's integrate from 0 to 2 ex minus x minus 1 dx. I don't even know if you want me to do that, but I'll do it. That's ex minus x squared over 2 minus x 0 to 2. Yeah? So if I put in 2, and then I put in 0. So that's e squared minus 5. Okay. What's the next part? How many marks for that? How many marks have I just gotten from doing this only? The tangent and the area.
7.
Too many. Too many marks. 7 marks? I've just done this. I've got 7 marks.
Sir, why don't you want us to succeed?
Point B. Okay.
I want you to earn your success. Okay, B.
No, point B lies on the curve.
Point B lies on the curve, and the question is when is the gradient?
At 3.
So they want to know when is the derivative 3. The answer is when x is log 3. What? What? That's the derivative, isn't it? And they want to know when's the derivative equal to 3. You know what they said? Amjad? Hello? Is that what they said? When is the gradient equal to 3?
Yes.
So you make dy dx equal to 3. So x equals log 3. What?
Oh, logs. You got that in butt.
Ah, log. Ah, why didn't you say so, teacher?
Then write logs and then cancel, and then.
Yeah.
Don't.
I'm not Look, if Mo could figure it out from there to there, that was okay, right? Yeah, no big deal. Okay, what's the next part, Amjad?
Use integration.
Next to Amjad, you look like a genius. Go on.
Use integration to find the 2 classical values of A, F.
Oh, so yeah, this is where the a is in the limit, yeah? So what's the lower limit?
2A,
And the upper?
A plus 4,
And integrating?
2x, dx
Equal
30. 30.
What?
13.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, man.
Sounds like 30.
It did. Okay. So, integrating this, what do I get? X squared. 2a, a plus 4 equals 13. So that's a plus 4 squared minus 2a squared minus 13 equals 0. So that's a squared plus 8a plus 16 minus 4a squared minus 13 equals 0. So that's minus 3a squared plus 8a 65 equals 0. So that's 3a squared minus 8a plus 5 equals 0.
No, sir, 16 minus 13 is not 5. It's 3.
It's 3.
Oh,
Plus 3.
I need hot chocolate. Right.
Doesn't that count?
It'll make me feel better.
It's
Right.
plus 3.
There, 3. Okay.
No, the other way. It should be plus 3 and then it should be minus 3 at the end because you switch the
OMG. Plus,
and then minus.
minus. Thank you. I hope this has factors. So that's a 3a. I think it'll be like a 3 here, an a and a 1, a minus and a plus. What the heck? Sorry. A 1 minus plus. A is minus 1 over 3 and A is 3 are the two answers. Just get something.
I have a stupid question.
Go for it.
Can you remind me what do you look at? What do you look for when you want to find what it equals to 8a?
It's the outer outer by outer plus inner times inner. So that's a minus 9a plus a.
You go.
Is that okay? More?
There.
Amjad, did you not write anything down? Is that okay? That's everything. Can you see it? You can't see it.
Where's the line? Where's the area under the curve?
What?
The first one.
The area under the curve is this one here. That's the area part. That was getting the tangent. That was figuring out where the gradient is 3, and this was finding the A.
We've done hard.
I know. Don't make him feel bad, man. Be nice to him. Right, let's see. Mahmood? Mahmood?
Yes.
Gafar? Amjad? Amjad? Zahara? No. Mo? Daniel? No. Savi? No. Sabrina? Yeah. Alfreda? Yeah. Arya? No. Chudi? Young Pang?
Yes.
Amna? Mariam? Yeah. This group a bit better attended than the other group.
Way
It's
better.
kind of looking like that now, isn't it?
Way better.
Four.
So yesterday was only 6 out of 5. Now it's 4.
You're just losing one HS2 number every day.
Let's see the last one.
Deteriorating rapidly.
Only 4
And it's so bad this year. I'm saying exactly how it was last year and the year before.
Michelle? No. Abir? Yeah. Awesome? No. Celine?
Yes.
Sophia? Mubarak? Chadira? Mohammed?
Yes.
Sabrina?
No.
Moza? Angela? Yes. Ahmed?
No.
Sarah? No. I haven't seen Ahmed in did he go back home early, or I haven't seen him in like a week? Do we know?
Sick.
Okay. Okay. Right, we have time for one more question anyways.
Sir, can we do a slither with no top?
Okay. Have you got it?
Yeah.
Alright.
It's 1718 version 3b5.
Okay, let me write that down. 1718 version 3b5.
Should I come show you the slither?
No, no, it's going to be just like
Yeah. Okay, figure 3
a
shows.
can, isn't it? Like this?
Yeah.
and the top is open. So there's only a curvy piece and the base, of course. Yeah, but the top here is open top.
So they put the height as h centimeters and the
Radius.
as r centimeters.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Part A.
The volume of the cylinder is 1,728 pi centimeters cubed.
Okay. Express something in terms of something,
Yeah,
huh?
right edge in terms of r.
Okay, so we want a formula for H. We can say the volume. Jed, please stop distracting the good students in front of you. They're trying to study, okay? 17. What? You don't need anyone to talk to. You have your maths. Now listen. 1728 pi. That's the volume. The volume of the cylinder is pi r squared h. So the h, cancel the pi's, would be 1728 over r squared. And you might want to write that as 1728 r to the minus 2. So that's part A.
Which was the question? Right, H.
Write h in terms of r, yeah. And they provide you the volume.
Why do you want to write
Because I have a feeling that we'll need to differentiate in a moment anyways.
Show that the outside surface area A
Yeah.
of the cylinder is given by.
Okay, so don't tell me and we'll see if I match it up then. So the area is made up of two parts. The circular base is pi r squared, and then the curved surface, and the formula for that is 2 pi r h. But we actually...
Circumference times height.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. That's pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. And in fact, I will leave it as 1728 over r squared because I can cancel an r. So I'll get pi r squared plus, this is 53,456 pi over r. Yeah? Is that how they write it?
Yeah. But how did you get did you multiply by 2 just that, and then divide
The
by
1728 by 2
by 2?
and cancel an r. Right, what's part C?
Uh,
Find the r.
Use dA over dr to find the value of r, which gives the minimum surface area.
So that's 2 pi r minus 3456 pi over r squared. That's to equal 0.
Yeah.
Now, if that equals 0, I can take this to the right. So then I get 2 pi r equals that. I can then bring the r squared up to make this r cubed. Take the pi out and divide by 2, which brings me back to 1728. So the r is whatever the cube root of 1728 is. 12 exact? Nice.
Confirm that your value r gives a minimum.
So the second derivative would be 6 pi r squared, because you bring down the power, reduce the power by 1, and then that would be plus 3456 pi, and I brought down the minus 2, and then that's reduced the power by 1, so yeah, that's definitely a positive, which makes it a minimum.
Yeah, it's not 6 pi.
Was the derivative not 2 pi r cubed?
No, that's after multiplying by r squared.
Disgraceful.
Yes.
Disgraceful.
It's
Alright, that was 2 pi r, and then the derivative is 2 pi.
yeah.
Okay. And then the r minus 1 becomes r minus 2, which becomes r minus 3. And then it's 3, 4, 5, 6. And the minus came down twice, that's a plus, and a pi, and a 2, and a 3, and a 6, and it's positive. Okay. Still minimum. Yeah? I'm not sure what this number is, and I don't care. Because I can see that it'll be a positive number plus the or, which is positive because or is positive. Like, I'm not doing this properly because I know whatever I'll do here, it'll be positive. There's no negatives in it, so it couldn't possibly be negative. I don't even think this is the part where we're having trouble with, was it?
Yeah, the last part. Find the minimum surface area of the cylinder.
Wait, that's the part you're having trouble with?
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't that the first?
You just sub your answer of 12 into this. Yeah, really. For real, man. So that's 144 pi plus 3456 pi over 12, whatever that is. What is it?
Why can't we just get it?
Did you only do the second derivative? Did you only do the second derivative to check?
Yeah. Well, they asked you to do it, yeah. But no, that wasn't the purpose.
That's a 15-mark question.
I know, right? And you know what the funny thing is? A lot of students will look at that and go, I'm not trying that. The cylinder with no lid on it. No lid!
Why did they mention this?
If there was a lid, did we take two bases?
Yeah, that's all.
I usually prefer differentiation.
Yeah, the integration question will be a little messy sometimes. The differentiation question is usually alright.
The open lid can be confusing because you think the surface area is also lid. So.
Yeah.
Did it say external?
Yeah, I said external.
Okay, that's helpful. That's helpful.
But there was another one where they did it, which is why the one I asked in Cat 9 like a week ago. The one where
The one with the wine.
yeah.
The trough.
Yeah.
The pigs, yes. It didn't mention it was external area?
No, it didn't mention this, why I asked.
Yeah, it's the context, you know. The context would imply you wouldn't count the area twice. And I explain why. If you were manufacturing a trough, you would be billed on the area of the sheet of metal you're purchasing. You don't get billed for both sides of the metal. You know, so if you had to buy a 1 meter by 1 meter sheet of metal, you will get charged for 1 meter squared, not 2 meters squared. And so it's because of the context, you know. But still,
But
I assume a lot of maths.
yeah, well, that one is a reasonable assumption because of the context. Now, if it wasn't a story, if it didn't mention about pigs and the trough and whatever, then yeah, it would be unclear perhaps. Yeah?
But they said surface area, so.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is the context makes it clear it's the external surface area. Context. You know what I mean by context?
Yeah.
Because of the story. That's the only reason. Yes?
Short question.
What one? A third question?
Short.
No, short.
Short one. About what?
Show clearly where your graphs goes to the y-axis.
Can I pick any graph? Hey? Any graph? Which graph?
Y equals e power x and y equals e power negative x.
Ah, that's my question. There's x, there's y. In this graph, the a and the b are both positive. So it goes like this. And what's this value? What's this value? 1. 1. Yeah. This one, the a is positive and the b is negative.
It's the other way around.
So it goes like this. What's the value across the y-axis? Well, when x is 0, it's e0 is also 1. So it's 1. So they both intersect at 0, 1.
That's
You
three
could just-
marks.
Yeah, but you'd be surprised how many students are underthought it sometimes.
Like, do you need to draw the graph? Couldn't you?
I think I asked you to draw the graph.
Yeah,
It was 3 marks, probably because it was like 1 mark, 1 mark, and 1 mark. If I remember. Right, what class we got next?
Biology.
I think we've covered an awful lot of exam questions.
Yeah.
An awful lot of exam
Like
questions.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's good revision.
Are you doing revision in bio?
No. Didn't even start.
What do you mean?